Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to be doing another Lego lighting project, and I'm very excited about this one. We're going to be doing the Super Star Destroyer Executor? Not sure which way to pronounce it. I've always said Executor, but it is spelled like Executor, and that does kind of make sense. But regardless, nice little piece here. Now, this is actually my son's model, and he's already assembled it. And he's asked me to spritz it up a little bit and add some lights. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So no build montage this time. Let's go ahead, we'll take a look at the model, and then we'll take a look at the light kit. Okay, so here is the assembled piece, and whoa, you can see this is a decent size. Nice, it's actually heavier than I expected it would be, so it's a nice solid piece too. We've got these two little fixtures on either side. They look a lot like they're supposed to be Imperial class Star Destroyers to give a sense of scale on the Super Star Destroyer here. It's kind of bland, if I'm being honest, going along the top here. But for a piece this scale, I can understand that. We've got a lot of kibble along here to kind of simulate all of the various structures that are on the ship in the movie, which is it's pretty cool. I mean, you can tell you got the bridge here, all these little structures here and here. I think these studs that are left out are supposed to be turrets, so that's kind of cool. On the underside, well, not a lot to see. I'm going to pull the base off here. Not a lot to see on the underside here. A little bit of a hollow. On the back, you've got tons of engines, as is appropriate, which looks nice. Now, this particular Star Destroyer, which is really weird, my son did actually give me the instructions as well, just so I could do some comparisons, and this is where the instructions tell you to put it. But if you look at the box art, it seems much further up. And considering how it connects right here, you can basically put it wherever you want. I'm gonna leave it as per the instructions. A, because that's where my son had it, and two, well, B, A and 2, right? Yeah, you can tell I know how to count. But and B, I don't know if the light kit is going to require they stay in the instruction position. As for the base, you can see we've got this nice little plaque here, which is awesome, and we got a second one here for the 40th anniversary, and a little Darth Vader minifig, which is awesome as well. All right, for the light kit, I have chosen to go with the Briksmax version of the light kit this go around. Nothing too surprising on the box. There never really is. You can see the Briksmax code BX589 if you would like to get it for yourself. Let's go ahead and open this puppy up. And inside we have a printed instruction guide. Okay, for all of you light kit manufacturers out there, this makes the product. Don't give me that digital crap. I want paper. Kill some trees. All right. we also have, wow, a lot of bags here. All right. Holy crap, there's a lot of bags here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smaller bags. Assuming I counted that right. Yeah, 6 smaller bags and 3 larger ones. Now this is a nice big thick one. Yes, this has the battery box in it. So no big there. Ice blue strip lights. More ice blue strip lights, though it has a different number. Yes, this one's 30 centimeters, this one's 15 centimeters. We have warm white dot lights, ice blue dot lights, more warm white dot lights. I am confused on this one because they're both 15 centimeters, but this has a little S. Wonder if that means small. Some connecting cables, the expansion boards, and then a USB power cable and some adhesive squares. So we've got a lot of stuff in here to go through. So let me whip open the instructions and let's see what the first step is. Alright, before we get into the disassembly, I should of course mention that the first thing you should always do when getting one of these kits is test all of the lights before you start your assembly. I have done that off camera, but you just don't want to go through all of this process only to have to take it all apart again. But for now, we want to take the top off here. There we go. Oh, looks like we took a little more than we needed to with these. I think this one went in here like that, and this one went in here like that. So just take this off on this side and we'll do it again on the other. You don't need to take these off, but I'm beginning to think it would be in our best interest to do so. Holy crap, we lost a couple of engines. I'm gonna put them back on for the moment, but they are gonna come right back off again. So we'll get to that in a minute. All right, you know what? I take it back. I'm just gonna leave them off. Take this off too. All right. See if we can't get this puppy off. There we go. That one came off nice and neat. You can set all that to the side. And we'll flip this thing over. And what we're going to want to do here is pop off all of the engines here. Just like so. And we can pop these engines off. And I guess while we're at it, we'll pop these ones off too. And then we've got to take a number of pieces on this assembly off as well. So let's pull this off and this. And that, and this one actually just kind of flew off for me. We'll pull the next one off, and this, and these as well, right there. So this is what you are left with. Okay, for this next bit, what we're going to want to do is take the fatter engines here. As you can see, there is a fat one and a skinny one. We want the fat ones. And there should be 7 of them. Let's see here. It's 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we'll take the A04 lights, and there are 7 of those. And what you're going to want to do is pop the orange stud off, and then we're going to push the LED in. Now if you take a look at the LED here, I don't know how well this is coming up on camera, but you can see the LED on one side and just a plain circuit board on the other. You want the LED to be facing up, so it's going to come in through the top here like this. Maybe use some tweezers to push it down. The idea is you want this as flat as possible on the bottom of this. Of course, the weight of the cable keeps wanting to make it tilt and come out, which makes it really fun to deal with. All right, I'm gonna have to put the stud in, but once you've got this flat in, you put the orange stud back in. See if we can't actually do it on this one. There we go. So you've got something that looks like this with the lead coming out of the side, and you want to do that for all 7 of these. So I'm just going to jump through them. All right, and there you go. We've got 7 of these things ready to rock and roll. All right, now we're going to pull out this piece here. And you can see there's a space right there and another one right there. That's where the leads for these are going to go. So you basically slide it right through just like that. And then we will plug it in just like so. And that is one done. Align it in whichever way is best to make sure that it goes between the studs. And we'll do the same for all of the other pieces and get them all lined up. It's important to note that the one that goes right here, let me use tweezers. The one that goes here, the one that goes in the center here, and the one that goes in the center here, those are going to go through here. The 2 on, well, what's the left when you're looking at it upside down like this, and this one here and this one here, they're all going to go through this hole. So you will have 2 sets of leads coming out of the top when you are done. Let me go ahead and get the rest of these assembled, and I'll show you the finished product. And here is what it looks like with all 7 lights attached. Now this center one here is actually going to go down between those studs, but right now there's really nothing holding it in place, so of course it keeps wanting to pop up. But as we get to the reassembly, we'll make sure that it goes in the correct space so that it doesn't get pinched. But right here, as you can see, we've got all of these cables going through, mostly hidden. And now we can move on. All right, this next bit is actually exactly the same as the first bit, only now we're doing the small engines here. There are 6 of these, and there are 6 of these A54 lights to go with them. And when we reassemble them on the rear here, they're actually going to go into the same holes. So all the leads are going to come out of those same 2 spots when we're done. Since we've already shown you one, no need for you to really wait for me to finish all of these, so we'll just speed through this section. And there you have it. All done. All of the engines, that's 13 engines, all in place. All of the cables going through these 2 holes. And we are ready for the next step. Alright, so for the next step, we're going to be reassembling all of the wonderful pieces up top, making very sure not to pinch any of these cables as we do so. Now I've didn't build this, so this is not really a second go round for me, but I'm assuming all of you built your own models and know exactly where all of this is gonna go. I will do my best. And there we go. That looks about right. Most of the cables are now hidden. Look at that. And we're ready to start working on the top side. Alright, so here's where things are going to get a little tricky for me, considering I haven't done this before. But looks like we're going to be taking this assembly right here off. So that looks nice. And then we're going to have to disassemble a lot of things here on this little edge here. Oh, nope, that's not one of the things we have to disassemble. My bad. But we do need to take this off. Go. And these yellow bits here. Go. It's almost like these are stuck under something here. These do not want to come off. That wasn't what I wanted to come off. This is definitely stuck in there. There we go. Okay. This definitely has to come off. There we go. Okay, and the yellow one as well. Whew. We're not done yet. Looks like most of this assembly is going to have to pop off too. Ha! Yes. So we got this, and then apparently there's another one on the other side. So that'll come off. And these will come off. And yeah, this thing will come off. There we go. This blue one here will come off. So we've got this. Okay, good. So in the end, it's going to look like this. So we've got a nice clean area here. This has been moved, and this has been removed. And so we have all of these parts here, and it looks like this also requires a little bit of disassembly. I'm going to take this off and this off, And this blue piece here will also come off. This you can leave assembled as is. Okay, first up, I'm going to take one of these D19 connector cables here. I'm going to bring the model back out. We're going to effectively wind it around about as even as you can make it, so that it is stuck in here between these clips on either side. Goes. So it should look like this. So it's going inside this area here on both sides and coming out on either end. Then we're going to take 4 of the A47 cables. We'll start with just 2 of them. We're going to do this assembly here. This is going to be fun, trying to balance this. Effectively, what you want to do is place an LED on each of these studs and then cover it with one of these transparent blue pieces. So there should be 2 lights on here covered by 1 piece. Let's see if we can find a way to manage that. Alright, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So that's good. And then we can reassemble the rest. Get this on here. Wait, that's not the way that goes. It goes like this. And this one like this. Just like that. Now we can bring this back out. Put this back in place. Try to. There we go. With 1 cable coming out on either side. Just like that. Alright, the other 2 of these LEDs are going to go here and here, and they will also be covered with this blue transparent piece. So let's see if we can't get that in place as well. Okay, now we've got 1 stud in each of those, with the leads coming out between these 2 studs and then boiling out through this same crevice right in here. Just like that. Things are certainly looking up. Now we can begin a partial reassembly, just this piece here. So we can get this in. Just like that. Get these angled pieces in. Just like that. And then these pieces as well. There we go. Just like that. So it's all nice and reassembled. And we are ready for the next step. All right, now for some fun. First things first, we're going to take all the cables on this side of the ship. Don't worry about this side just yet, just this side. Twist them together if you want them to be a little neater and a little easier to manage, I guess. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring them in. They're going to go in underneath the structure here. Some of the engines are coming off, I'll have to fix that. But this will come in underneath this structure. And once it's all in there, use some tweezers if you have to. I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to plug it back in to help hold everything in place. Look at that. Alright, next up, we're going to take 4 of these adhesive squares. We're going to put them on this stud, this stud, this stud, and this stud. So let me go ahead and get that in. Alright, so it'll look a little something like this. Now you can take the top off of it now or do it later, whatever is easiest for you. Next up, we're going to take one of these 12-port expansion boards, and every one of these cables on this side of the ship is going to plug into it, and then we plug that board right on top of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Alright, with all of those cables in place, you can actually stick it here. I haven't taken the tops off the stickers yet, but I will. And then you can stick it in place here. You know, do what you want to hide the cabling here. Once you put the side on, most of this is going to be hidden anyway. And you do still have some more lights. There are 3 empty slots right here that will be filled shortly. So let me go ahead and get this stuck in place and we can move on. And there we go, something like that. Yes, it looks like a mess, but promise it will look better once the side is on. And speaking of the side, it's time to start adding some strip lights to this. So we're gonna flip this thing over just like this. And we're gonna take one of the B89 strip lights, one of these beautiful little things here. And effectively, we're gonna have to pull the backing off, of course. And what we're gonna do is, where this second node is right here, right on top of the separation point here, just like this, with the cable side facing this way. We're really just gonna stick it in all the way down as far as it'll go. So it should look like that when you are done. We're gonna come over here, we're just gonna pop this off. Just there. And we're gonna pull out 2 of these B88 strips. Okay, these are gonna go on the same way, cable side facing what would be the rear of the ship. One will go right here and along the edge just to here, and the other one will fill in the gap right there. So let's go ahead and get both of these in place as well. And it should look something like this when you are done. Now, this cable here on the end, a little different than the others because it's so close to where the expansion board is, so it's actually going to have to come in and up and around a little bit, just like this, give or take. We can pop this thing back in to hold it in place. And we'll bring this down. a little twisty. Kind of do some cable management here. And when it gets down to here, we'll add this one to the twist. All right. So that it comes out like this. Bring this back out. Plug these 3 leads into the 3 open spots, and then we reattach the side. And there you go. Say what I tell you. All that cabling, that's on the other side. Mostly hidden, just a couple little things here that, I mean, there's no real way to hide those, but the rest of it is all nice and hidden underneath here and looking absolutely gorgeous. It's also worth noting that these 4 pieces here are no longer going to be used, so you can store them, toss them, it doesn't really matter. That is totally up to you to do with as you please. All right, we're gonna zip through the first part of this because it is identical to the other side with one little exception. First things first, we're gonna take off those same pieces that we did on the last one. All right. So it'll look like this. Now, we're gonna twist these together, we're gonna bring them around, we're gonna bring these guys in, and we're gonna put another one of those 12-port expansion boards in there. All of it identical to what we did on the other side. There's one difference. That difference is we're gonna take another one of these D19 extender cables. And that cable is going to come right in here. It's going to join with the rest of these, but the other end is going to pop out the back here, okay? Because there's going to be another expansion board that will ultimately go in here, and this end has to plug into it. But for now, we'll just twist all this together, get it all together, plug it into the expansion board, and I will be right back. There you have it. That part is done. All of this cabling is attached and in there and looking spectacular. And here is the extra lead coming out for the other expansion board right there. And now we can move on to the next phase. All right, this next bit's gonna be pretty easy actually. I'm gonna come up here to the bridge. I'm gonna pop this off and take off this gray stud. We're gonna pull out the last A47 and all right, and this blue stud that comes with the light kit with the cable coming out this way towards the back. I'm gonna put this here and put this blue square stud piece right on top. Man, it does not want to go in, does it? It's not with the cable going out the way we want it. All right. With that in place, this cable can actually weave around the back here, come in this way. Of course, we can take care of that as we go to attach it, but for now, we can put the gray stud back, and then the 2 stud piece back, and we are done with this stage, and these stinking engines just keep popping off. So this is a constant problem, by the way. These engines, they just keep popping off. I mean, they're stable enough as long as you're not messing with it, but as soon as you start manipulating this thing, they're just in the way and they keep popping off. It's annoying, but that's all right. We'll be done soon, and then we don't have to worry about it. All right, for this next bit, we're gonna take the 6 piece expansion here. We're gonna go ahead and throw on some of these adhesive squares. On the back. Instructions actually say 4 of them, and there does seem to be sufficient room for 4 of them, so that's what we're going to do. I would suggest leaving the top covers on until you're ready to actually attach it, but for now, this is good. We're also going to take the USB adapter here, and this USB adapter is going to plug right into the expansion board. There we go. Just like that. And then these 2 leads, the one from the bridge and the connecting cable that goes to this, are going to plug into the expansion board as well. All right, and by the way, even though we're not done yet, now that this is connected, you can bring out your power adapter and give it a little test to make sure everything you've done so far is lighting up nice and neat, and it certainly looks that way to me. So we are definitely doing well and closing in on the end. Now we're going to bring out the other side here, and this is actually going to go together exactly the same as this side. Those 3 leads are going to plug into this, and then this is going to slide right in there. The USB lead is going to come out of the back. Okay, so you should be clean there, and then we're done. Now we've already done a side just like this, so there's no real need for me to show you again. And then, like I said, just plugging it into here and sticking that in there, and we're done. So let me speed through the rest of this so we can see what it looks like when it's all finished. And there we go. It looks pretty much the same as when we started here. A couple of little differences. We got the USB cable coming out right in the back here, and a little bit of visible cabling, but nice and tight. Oh man, that wasn't on camera, sorry. A little bit of visible cabling, nice and tight along the bottom. No real visible cabling along the top, except in very discrete places. Right in here, for example. A little bit there and a little bit there, but nothing too major. So let me go ahead. We'll put the miniature Star Destroyers back on. We'll put the base back on, and we'll see what this thing looks like. And here it is! Fully assembled, fully lit up, and looking absolutely spectacular! This thing is awesome. I absolutely love it. I love it a lot. Let's turn the lights off and see what it looks like. Oh my God. Look at this thing. I mean, what a massive and major improvement over the base model this turned out to be. This is amazing. I'm going to go a little free cam here so we can come in and see some details. As you can see, we've got this whole section here lit up. We've got two little sections here in the superstructure. We got the bridge all lit up. Both sides are absolutely glowing with those strip lights. I mean, just look at that. How amazing is that? And then we've got all these engines. Look at that. Look at those engines. What an amazing, amazing piece this turned out to be. I am thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. I'm very happy I did it, and I can't wait to share this with my son and show him what his piece looks like now. So what do you guys think? Do you think this light kit was worth it? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Have a great day.